Hi, welcome back to another fold while I spew my feelings all over you. Sexy. Today's episode is a shout out to all my fellow empaths who are the peacemakers of the family, of the friend groups, of the pretty much that, who may be feeling very stressed this holiday season. I'm gonna start folding. I don't have much, but I felt like I have been feeling these feelings, and I imagine for a lot of people that watch this channel, we're probably very similar, or if you're not, you can at least take something away from this, maybe in the way you approach someone that you're in a relationship with, if you're seeing this sort of stress from an empath. Basically, the holiday season is wonderful and I'm so excited about it, but there's so many energies around me that I feel all of them, that sometimes I get a little bit overwhelmed. Allow me to explain myself. With the holiday seasons, lots of events, very grateful. Lots of events, lots of family in and out of town, lots of things to go to, lots of schedules to juggle, on top of trying to just also take care of myself and get what I need to get done, including making videos, including doing my work, etc. And so I'm finding that in the stress of wanting to make sure everyone else is comfortable, accommodated for, taken care of, and dealing with their stresses, I end up getting like even more stress. And then I've taken a turn, folks. I've started getting sort of resentful of other people's needs, wants, asks, schedules, etc., which is not their fault. But it's because I feel so deeply concerned about making sure everyone is happy that if there's even an inkling of doubt that they are, or if they ask for something that I hadn't already pre-planned, pre-anticipated, pre-worried about in my head, then I'm like angry, which is like so silly and so counterintuitive. It's just like I've taken this need to keep everything and everybody together and happy to like the nth degree, where ultimately it's like not making me happy. Does this resonate with anyone out there? I'm saying this out loud as a reminder to myself that I need to set boundaries for myself. It is not my responsibility to take care of everyone, and everyone around me knows that I have the best intentions. And everyone around me will love me, even if I can't take care, anticipate, or tend to their every needs, because no one asked me to. I just took it upon myself. This is very much, I don't know if this is like my astrology, if this is my Enneagram, whatever the F it is, it's me, and love it. For better or for worse, it's me. And I love that I am empathetic and that I care so much about people, but I have to leave it at that. I can't take it so far that in the process I'm starting to resent the people that weren't even asking to be taken care of. Does this make sense to anyone? So in planning family schedules, and people have different asks, and everyone do you guys notice as you get older, and maybe COVID sort of sped this up a little bit, but I feel like everyone's so routine and everyone has very specific routines and ways, boundaries, and settings, essentially, like a phone, whatever. They have their settings that make them feel comfortable. And again, I think COVID and being locked up kind of did a number, well, very much did a number on our heads. And so as a protective mechanism, we created new rituals, new routines, new settings all around us to make us feel some sort of comfort and some sort of security. But now that we're coming out of that, and especially with the holidays and this added pressure to all be together and all celebrate and all feel these great joyous things, our routines, habits, and schedules are being pushed and broken down. And I think everyone, no matter how flexible they are, feels a little bit of tension with that and a little bit of anxiety with that. And so, you know, I obviously feel that, but I can't control everyone else's, and I can't make everyone else's feel better. That's on them. And I just need to trust that the people in my life love me and they can make their own choices. If they're not comfortable with a plan, they can either say so or they can choose not to join. And I don't need to pre-worry about it. I don't need to pre-facilitate it. I just need to know what I and my husband and our corn, like our family, needs, wants, and that's it. Does that make sense? I feel like I'm babbling, but I needed to get it out because I've just been feeling so stressed about trying to keep everyone together, and in doing so, I'm just starting to feel like I'm getting mad at everyone. Not like actually mad, and not like I'm vocalizing my feelings towards everyone, but like behind the scenes, I'm like, well, why do they need it to be that way? Because they need it to be that way, because everyone has their own quirks and their own OCDs of sort, you know what I'm saying? So I just need to like relax. It's not a me, it's not a reflection of me. And I need to trust that, like, do you guys get that feeling like, are my friends mad at me? I see like memes about that all the time. It's like if they don't write me back right away, are they mad at me? It's like, Lisa, you've been friends with these people for 20 years. They're not mad at you. And if they are, they will say something. And even if they are, we'll get past it because we have for the last 20 years. I'm just learning to trust more in my relationships and all that and not worry so much. Is anyone feeling this like magnitude of stress and worry? Especially if you're empathetic and you pick up on everyone's energies. It just seems like for me, it's gotten a little out of control in my head, and I'm really, really trying to rein it back, release some control, and just kind of go with the flow and trust that if your intentions are good, I've mentioned this before in all sorts of forms. Specifically, I remember it starting when I owned the children's theater business, that if a parent or client rather would complain about something, I would turn to my business partner, and I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself, but I do think it's valuable, and I use this all the time in every aspect of my life. So I'm saying it out loud to remind myself and remind you if you need to hear it. I would turn to my partner if there was a complaint, if a client was not happy with the way we were doing something or handling something. And instead of going into a full-blown panic, which I normally do if anyone's mad at me, like I freak out if someone's mad at me, disappointed at me, like I want to always be perfect, I want to do it right, which is like not, it's just not realistic, it's not human, and like I'm really working on not putting that pressure on myself, but I would freak out. And so instead of freaking out, I would turn to my partner, my business partner, and be like, did we act in this situation, in this classroom, in whatever the case was, did we act with our best intentions? And did we act with our students' best intentions, or like in mind? Like, did we do everything with the highest best intentions? If the answer was yes, which it more often than not was, then I'd be like, okay, great. We know that, we can rely on that. Now we can have a mature conversation with the client who's complaining in a very calm and collective manner, because we know deep down that our intentions were good. If we did like F up and our intentions maybe were not so good, which was rare, maybe we were having a bad day, whatever the case is, then it's like, okay, then we just need to take accountability and like know that we're going into this and like not fight to pretend like we did it right, but like just be honest, open, and learn and move forward. And I think that's just a important lesson to pull through the rest of life and relationships specifically, where if there's an issue, you can stop and say, okay, wait, hold on one second. Did I like do this, or do I have the best intentions here? Maybe I didn't communicate it properly, but were my intentions actually pure and joyful or whatever? Like, did I want the best for this person, and did just, you know, it didn't come across properly? If yes, then I can proceed with a mature conversation and at least try to explain that, yes, I realize I messed up, but I am approaching this with like the best of intentions. Or is it like, oh, no, I was just being a big old bee and I did not have mine or your best intentions in mind, and I apologize. So I'm just sort of trying to hold on to that. Does any of this make sense? And is this resonating to anyone as we enter into a lot of social gatherings, family gatherings, and a lot of emotionally tense things? You know, I was talking to like several of my friends, and it's like everybody has their own family dynamic, their own family drama. Even if their like family setting is wonderful, it's like there's always like that uncle that no one talks to, or that, you know, stepdad who's a pain in the ass. Like there's a lot of that going around, and it's heightened during these holiday seasons. And so I'm just giving you permission to not feel like you have to control it all, because you can't. And also give yourself permission to set some boundaries in terms of saying no to plans that don't feel right, or asking for what you need, or also just like emotionally turning off from some things. And I found myself several times saying like, I just can't hold space for that person anymore. That person is so negative, and it's like, actually, they don't realize it, but it's like soul crushing to me because I take on everything they're feeling. So I'm making a decision. We'll still love that person. We'll still happily be in a room with them for the event, whatever, but I can't then go home and stress on their behalf. I'm holding space. I cannot hold space for them. I can still love them, but like, I don't have enough room in my head and my heart to obsess over what's going on with them, because it has nothing to do with me. There you go. Therapy. Sometimes I feel like these concepts are so big and so woo-woo and sort of kind of vague, but then I read the comments after I spew it all out, and so many of you resonate and understand what I'm saying. And so thank you for listening and for I guess taking the time to comment and letting me know if any of this is helpful just to hear, and or if this all like makes sense to you in some level or not. I love doing these videos on Wednesdays. Not only am I getting my laundry done, which truly, I don't do my laundry unless I do these videos, and I've heard some feedback from you guys that you too now don't do your laundry or a chore until this video starts, so that means everything to me. That's so fun. But also, it's just a great time to connect on a sort of human level and remind you guys that I'm probably feeling a lot of the things that you're feeling. And as the seasons turn and the world keeps on changing, I think, especially when I like talk to my other friends, we're all kind of going on similar journeys and discoveries. And so I'm happy to share it here with you guys. Can't wait to read your comments. I hope that you have a lovely holiday season. I will be back tomorrow. I'm doing a Q&A, and then I guess I'll have a podcast up on Monday. I started doing full podcasts per your guys' request. I really do, really do listen to your comments. I really do try to accommodate. I try to make this channel what you guys want without compromising what I want to give. So thank you for always taking the time to give me feedback. So on Mondays now, full podcast, video podcast is totally available, and maybe I'll start uploading some of the older ones. Episode 10 went up this week, and then I'm thinking maybe I'll backlog and start from 1 and get them up so that if you didn't have a chance to watch them, you can watch them. And then we'll see what else we get ourselves into next week before the end of the year. I love you all very much. Love you, love you, love you. Wishing you lots of love, boundaries, strength, and joy this holiday season. Thank you for being you, and see you tomorrow.